Welcome everybody. It is weigh-in Wednesday. Now unfortunately tonight I didn't make it to my meeting because I actually had a meeting after work which didn't give me much time to actually get into my WW meeting, which was a little bit annoying because I was really excited to weigh in tonight because the last couple of days I've actually been intermittent fasting. I've been doing the 16-hour fasting and the 8-hour time frame to eat, and I'm actually really loving it. I feel really good, and I didn't think it would be as easy as it has been. I will tell you though, by the time that 16th hour comes around, I am definitely ready for something to eat, and I have to say my food actually tastes better. And also I have noticed that I am not snacking in the mid-afternoons. So that is really good. I'm really excited about that. I haven't been picking and just grazing, because I do tend to graze quite a lot, and I haven't been doing that. So I'm really happy about that. So what I do is I stop eating around 7 o'clock at night and pick up eating again around about 11 a.m. So yeah, I am so far loving it. But anyway, that's okay. I didn't make it to the meeting. That's no big deal. That's okay. So first things first, I want to share with you a little bit of happy mail. I got a lovely card in the mail from Kat over at Cat on Point, and a beautiful little keychain. I just love this cat. It is beautiful. You see that? It is a beautiful little butterfly. Now this one I particularly love because it's actually got, well, we call it in New Zealand pawa shell. I think everyone else in the world kind of calls it abalone shell. I'm not too sure, but pawa shell. So this is something that I truly love. Pawa has a special meaning to us in New Zealand, and I love this one. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to use that, Kat, so thank you so much. I absolutely love it. Now Kat sent that to me because I took part in a sugar challenge with her. There's a couple of videos down in my feeds if you want to go and have a look at that, and obviously head over to Cat on Point. She has got some fantastic information about sugars, and it was a great little challenge, 25 grams or less a day. I actually learned so much from that challenge, so thank you so much, Kat, for putting that out there because I really enjoyed it. Now, on the subject of sugar. Now, a couple of you may know from a previous vlog that I was feeling really lethargic and just generally unwell, nauseated all of the time, just awful. Anyway, I kind of put it down to my artificial sweetener intake. So that has actually kind of made me look at my artificial sweeteners and exactly what it is I'm consuming and how much of it is I'm actually consuming. Because I automatically thought prior to all of this that artificial sweeteners, you know, better for you, rah-de-rah. My opinion of artificial sweeteners has changed quite a lot. Now, I was pretty ignorant, to be honest. I just thought, oh well, it looks healthy. It's promoted as being healthy. I'm sorry to give you a fright. It's promoted as being healthy, good for you, stops your cravings, less calories. So automatically in my mind I think, hey, this has got to be a good product, right? And taking people's word for it. No, that is not the case. And like I said, my thinking around artificial sweeteners and low sugar content foods and stuff like that has really changed over the last few weeks. Now, something that I was drinking on the regular basis was this. This is the artificial sweetener that I was using in my water. Looking at the ingredients, all it is, and I say all, it's got water, a natural acidity regulator, citric acid, natural flavors, natural sweetener. Then in brackets it's got stevia glycosides. Okay, there is something in here something sinister, I believe, that hasn't been disclosed. Maybe it's hiding within those natural flavors that they haven't actually elaborated on. I don't know, but whatever is in here is not for me. So my point in this is something that I thought was okay, sugar-free, it's got to be good for you, right? No, it's not. So that for me is a big pass. I also use these. I use these in my coffee, and I really only use 1 drop, so it's barely nothing. I really only have it for, I like the flavors. I don't really use it for the sugar content because I don't find these particularly sweet anyway, to be honest with you. And I use sweetener, so I'll show you what I use in a minute. Now these I just use, like I said, for the taste. This one here, the bitter stevia, I have no reaction to whatsoever. I have continued to use this because I wanted to see if I was still feeling ill. Nothing. Every single day I am feeling so much better. I feel like I'm back to my normal self, or at least 90% there. Now, the ingredients in here is just vegetable glycerine, natural English toffee flavoring, in an alcohol base, certified organic stevia leaf extract, and that's it. That is it. And I have no problems with that one whatsoever. Now this one here, this is not the flavor I use because I don't particularly like hazelnut flavors, but this is the one my husband uses. But I use this in a, I think it's caramel flavor. Yeah, the caramel flavor in this one here, this brand. This is great too. I don't have any problems with this whatsoever. The ingredients is distilled water, certified organic stevia extract. This one's got hazelnut flavoring, premium quality food grade alcohol, and vegetable glycerine as a preservative. GMO free. This is made in Australia. This one here, I don't know where it's made. I think this might be made in the US. But you know what? Both of these, fine. Absolutely fine. No dramas. Let me just add, this one's made in New Zealand. You dodgy Kiwis, what are you trying to do to us? That's right, I can say that I'm a Kiwi. So anyway, those are fine. In my coffees, I generally use the monk fruit granulated sugars. No problems with those either. I don't find these to be as sweet, so they're not a bad alternative. They've not long just started selling these in Australia actually, so I'm really glad we can get those here. I actually got a couple of these samples from one of my friends in America. Thank you, Krista. Here's an interesting fact that I found whilst I was diving into all of this sweetener goodness. When we eat sugar, or when we consume sugars, I'm talking natural cane sugars as such, your body produces insulin, right? So then your body kicks itself into gear and it sweeps away the sugar to be metabolized and stored as fat. Now we burn that off however which way. But the interesting thing is, when we have artificial sweeteners, your body still releases the insulin. However, there's no physical sugar to sweep away, which means that then can cause low blood sugar levels. Low blood sugar levels causes you to crave sugars and carbohydrates, which then puts us on this nasty little sugar carbohydrate roller coaster, which, do you know what, I was really experiencing because I was feeling so damn tired all of the time, as well as nauseous and just generally blah. I was eating things like the sugary sweets, like a chocolate, or, oh geez, I might need some carbs to pep me up, because we all know that, you know, carbs and sugar can give you temporary energy, right? And that's what I was doing, but I really wasn't feeling any better. And I was on that roller coaster, and man, I am so glad I got off it, because I felt like I was spiraling downhill. My roller coaster like derailed and it was all over the shop, and I was going down and it wasn't good. Now, it is actually a thing that you can be allergic to artificial sweeteners. Now, I didn't even know this was a thing, but it definitely is, and I'm by no means saying that I'm allergic. So just a disclaimer, I'm not saying I'm allergic, I'm just saying it's possible people can be. So I want you to be aware of what you're consuming, and you know what, if you're not feeling the best, have a look at the ingredients of what you're actually consuming and just be more aware. That's all this video is. It's about you being more aware of what you're consuming, because I was totally oblivious to the crap I was putting in my body, and this has been a real eye-opener for me. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting it out there so you can have a little bit of knowledge. If for whatever reasons, if you are feeling how I was, please look into it. I just know that since stopping the consumption of this particular stevia, I'm two different people, I swear. Now, some of the side effects from artificial sweeteners can be, and are not limited to, and these are what I was experiencing. So overheating, I was getting really hot after I was drinking my water, and that was really weird. You know, because I'm in early menopause as well, I just thought I was having a hot flush, but I was thinking, man, my hot flushes are coming really quite regularly, and I thought this can't be right. And I said to my husband a couple of weeks ago, I said, man, I'm having heaps of hot flushes during the day when I'm hot, cold, whatever. They're just like coming on like nobody's business. But since stopping this artificial sweetener that I was consuming, I actually haven't had any hot flushes, which, weird, right? Now, obviously, another couple of symptoms was fatigue. I was always fatigued, and I don't know why I was having my vitamin Ds. I was even getting vitamin B injections, which I will continue to do. Chronic fatigue. I would get up in the mornings after having a good night's sleep and just feel tired. I was so tired, even just driving to work. I would want to pull over and have a nap. It was absolutely ridiculous. Now, cramping. I was having the worst cramps in my calf muscles. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I haven't had that for a couple of weeks. So, yay me. I'm loving that. Nausea, definitely had the nausea going on. That would come on for no apparent reason. Now, I did read that these symptoms can come on straight away, or they can actually lie dormant and come on an hour or two after you've consumed your artificial sweetener. So be aware of that. You might not be seeing reactions straight away. They might be lurking and just waiting to jump on you when you're not expecting it. So watch out for that. How to identify your sweeteners, those hidden sweeteners in any of the products that you buy. Have a look at the nutritional list on the back, because if anything says diet, sugar-free, low calorie, no sugar, anything labeled like that, guarantee there's going to be some sort of hidden sweetener in there somewhere. So have a good look at your ingredients list. Now make sure it also does not include any artificial or synthetic sweeteners. Those are the hidden chemicals that can be harmful to you. So please, like I said, just be really mindful about your ingredients list and know what you're consuming. Now, another interesting fact that was brought up in a couple of the documents that I've read is that you associate artificial sweeteners as being better for you because you're consuming less of it, right? So less calories, less of the item because it is sweeter, and you know, it kind of plays a bit of a power play with your mind as well, and you think you're consuming something that's healthier because you're not consuming as much of it. However, not entirely true. Now this here is the stevia sweet, and it's low GI. So I actually bought this a while ago for baking, and to be honest with you, I find it really sweet, and it has I don't really enjoy the artificial aftertaste of this one, so I really don't use it. This is an interesting fact which I've always known. Now on the ingredients list, right, the first item on the ingredients list is always the items that go in order of how much of that product is actually in the item you're consuming. Now maltodextrin is the first ingredients in this. Maltodextrin is actually classed as a harmful chemical if consumed in greater quantities. So This for me is going to be a no. I'm not even going to use this. I'm going to bin it. When I'm doing any kind of baking, and you've probably noticed if you've watched any of my cook with me cakes and sweet stuff, I generally don't use any kind of sweeteners anyway. I go for the more naturals. Now I always use either this, which is purely a sugar-free maple syrup. The ingredients list on here is water, so this product's mostly made up of water. And it has got sorbitol, natural flavors, thickener, vegetable gum, salt, acidity regulator, and colors and preservatives. Okay, so it's not the most natural ingredients ever, but there's really not a lot of nasty artificial sweeteners in here, so I'm going to continue using this. Now, other alternate sweeteners for any kind of baking, you can use ripe bananas. Ripe bananas are a fantastic natural sweetener. So is canned apples. If you don't have canned apples, make your own. It's easy. I would much rather use apples, bananas, sugar-free maple syrup than something that contains a harmful chemical. I have definitely changed the way I look at artificial sweeteners, and yeah, it's been a real eye-opener. So anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this up because it's been going way too long. Look, this is just a general note. Like I said, just me putting it out there. Be careful, be mindful about what you're buying. Look at your ingredients list, and you know what, it's all personal opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. Leave comments down below whether you've had experiences similar to mine, or you haven't experienced anything and you think this is a load of crap. That's totally fine too. Look, I don't get easily offended. We're open for discussion here, so you just tell me what you think of this, whether you agree or disagree. I appreciate everyone's opinion, and yeah. But anyway guys, tomorrow I am excited. I am going to see my dietitian at 11:30. So I've got some good questions for her tomorrow. If you guys see this before I go, I'll check back in and see if there's any comments. If you have any questions that you want me to ask my dietitian, be sure to leave some comments, and hopefully I can get to see them before I go and see her. And if I do see them, I will definitely ask her some questions that you want answers to. So that would be pretty interesting. So anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I've said that like 4 times now, but this time I'm actually really going. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it for you, and I will come back tomorrow hopefully, or Friday, and I will update you with what happened at the dietitian. If you're weighing in, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're going, and I'll catch you all again soon.